Now to the southern border, where U.S. and Mexican authorities are teaming up to crush the scout sites used by Mexican drug cartels. The rare coordination on border operations between the neighboring countries, an effort to rip out the eyes and ears of the cartel's drug smuggling routes into the U.S. NewsNation border correspondent Jorge Ventura live in San Antonio tracking this. Jorge, what can you tell us about these takedowns and how significant are they?
Natasha, these are a major development when it comes to border security and disrupting Mexican criminal networks operating right on the southern border. Border Patrol agents in Tucson, Arizona, sharing real-time intelligence with their Mexican counterparts. That led to Mexican forces then disrupting a major cartel lookout site right on the border. Now, take a look at this. Mexican forces arresting 4 suspects and seizing a stockpile, 10 loaded magazines, 300 rounds of ammunition, a bulletproof vest, and 30 blue wrappers filled with meth. Another bus along a popular tourist site just north of Puerto Penasco, less than an hour drive from the U.S. border at Lukeville. There, authorities found an AR-15, multiple solar panels, and radio communication gear, all powered up and ready to guide cartel smuggling operatives across the border. The solar panels and radios were critical tools for cartel scouts, lookouts stationed in the desert to spy on Border Patrol movements and guide smugglers through open gaps along the Arizona border. But this joint operation sending a strong message to cartels that they can set up shop, but U.S. and Mexico now working together to tear them right down. And that's exactly why the U.S. is also ramping up their own defenses. Just yesterday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth visited a newly created national defense area in New Mexico. It's a 100,000-acre stretch under military control, warning that any illegal crossers there will be arrested and detained by U.S. troops, meaning that troops and Border Patrol now are working together under new expanded powers.
We've got drones. We're prepared to detain and interdict. They know we mean business, but they weren't counting on a national defense area. They weren't counting on effectively a military base along the border.
And that new military zone will deter criminal activity there on the southern border. You also have a striker brigade team, so you have those big striker vehicles also patrolling the southern border, as well as helicopters. So as illegal crossings continue to go down on the southern border, Natasha, the U.S. Trump administration is still expanding the U.S. military's role when it comes to border security.
Yeah, and Jorge, Mexico's also taking big action inside its borders, dismantling drug labs, costing the cartels millions of dollars. Can you walk us through that aspect of it?
So Mexico and U.S. forces there on the border launching a new operation called Operation Frontera Norte. It's Operation Northern Border. So back in February, Mexico did reach an agreement with President Trump that did deploy at least 10,000 Mexican National Guards to its northern borders to crack down not only on drugs, but also illegal immigration. Now, since then, Mexican forces have arrested over 2,700 people, seized over 2,300 guns, over 350,000 rounds of ammunition, and more than 66 pounds of drugs. That's including over 350 pounds of fentanyl alone. And this is a major hit in the mountains of Durango this week. Mexican Marines dismantled 2 hidden meth labs in Tamazula, seizing about 330 pounds of meth, along with nearly 3,200 gallons and 770 pounds of chemical precursors, the raw materials cartels use to flood the U.S. streets with drugs that include fentanyl. Authorities say that this bust is a strike right in cartels' wallets, costing them millions of dollars, if not even more. And also combine that with illegal immigration at new record lows, the cartel now losing at potentially billions here, Natasha.
Now, Jorge Ventura live in San Antonio with that. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.